You're listening to 30 Pounds Down, where losing weight is simplified with healthy habits. I'm Glenda Hill, a nurse turned holistic nutritionist. Let's go to the show. Hello, welcome to the show, my friend. Today we're talking about how to balance healthy weight in a world of excess. Have you ever finished a meal and felt physically full, but spiritually empty? Well, in today's culture, excess it's become normal with oversized portions and overeating. It's just rampant, right? To break free from this cycle, I've put together 3 key insights to help you enjoy healthy portions of nutritious, delicious foods without feeling deprived. Let's get started. The first key insight is portion distortion is spiritual warfare in disguise. Yeah, in many cultures, overeating is normal and it's expected. We don't think of large portion sizes and second helpings as spiritual snares, but they are. Proverbs 22:5 warns us to avoid the thorns and the snares as they represent temptations and difficulties that can derail our journey towards success and happiness. A thorn slows you down, but a snare that stops you altogether. Cultural excess is both. It numbs your senses, clouds your focus, and leaves you stuck in a cycle of overeating and regret. The average stomach can comfortably hold about 1 liter of food, but we often stretch it way beyond, maybe 1.5 liters, right? And without even noticing it. That bloated, sluggish feeling, it's not just physical. It's a warning of portion distortion. But this isn't just a health issue, it's a spiritual one. Remember the Apostle Paul's thorn in the flesh? It was a constant reminder of his weakness and his need to depend on God's grace. Our cultural obsessions with oversized portions has twisted our perception of what is truly enough, leading us to consume far more food, drink, everything really, than our bodies require. It can diminish our quality of life and even shorten our lifespan. That's not God's plan for us. The path to healthy weight balance is to ask God for the strength to follow the principles of health and healing. Take inspiration from the story of Daniel. Daniel, who chose a simple diet of vegetables and water over the king's extravagant meals. And you can read about this in Daniel 1 verse 12. When Daniel refused the royal buffet in Babylon, he wasn't on a diet. He was making a spiritual declaration. His commitment to moderation was a testament to his faith. And you know what? That enabled him to avoid all the thorns and the snares he faced in Babylon, because that food and that drink on that king's table was just the beginning. But he conquered all by the grace of God. We too can fill our plates with vibrant fruits, whole grains, nourishing seeds. This is God's menu for health and longevity. Studies show that plant-based eating can improve insulin sensitivity, gut health, and even our mood, all of which impact our ability to maintain a healthy weight. But just like Daniel, you're not just eating plants, you're fueling your purpose. So let's get practical with a routine that's grounded in balancing healthy weight. And I mentioned God's menu for health and longevity. This menu does not include meat. And because of that, humans could live a very long time. And if you notice that after they started eating meat, it shortened their life. They went from living close to 900 years to living 120 years. So I encourage you to nourish your body with vibrant, fiber-rich, flavorful, fresh salads, warm lentil bowls, rainbow coleslaws, sweet potato bakes, carrot cake, bean wraps, veggie burritos. These are foods from the earth, not a lab. And consider eating 2 meals a day, nothing after 6 p.m., so that your stomach can rest while you're resting. Another part of this routine is making sure you're hydrated, right? You want to drink your water, your herbal teas, your juices. You want to drink those between meals. Another essential part of this routine that's going to get you grounded in balancing a healthy weight is to rest. I mean, really rest. Not just your 8-9 hours of sleep each night, but also it's about stepping away from constant stimulation. So you want to take rest breaks from the noise and from the screens all throughout the day. Take breaks. And I know this is going to take some discipline on the part of so many of us, right? The second key insight I have for you is to go beyond the practice of mindfulness. I know most weight loss advice teaches mindfulness, but God invites us into something stronger, something that's going to give you way more advantage in dealing with the thorns and the snares in life. Watchfulness is way better than mindfulness. Jesus said in Matthew 26:41, watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. See, mindfulness says, beware of your thoughts, observe how you're feeling, savor that flavor of the foods, slow down and chew, savor every bite. That's mindfulness. But watchfulness says, be alert to what's happening around you. Watchfulness sharpens your spiritual senses. It helps you to recognize when you're being manipulated, when you're being tempted by culture, when you're being pressured to make choices that compromise your values. You want to watch and pray to stay spiritually awake in a world that is constantly trying to put you asleep with oversized meals, oversized drinks, back to that portion distortion, right? Research in behavioral psychology shows that eating with distractions can increase your food intake by up to 30%. And if you're eating while you're scrolling on your phone or you're doing other things, that's a snare, my friend. So I encourage you to be watchful so that you will not fall into temptation, but also you can still be mindful and enjoy your meals. All right? I just wanted to give you that extra advantage that you can have to avoid the snares and the thorns in life. The third key insight I have for you, using a fun tool to help you break away from late night snacking. So if you're struggling with that and you want an alternative, you want something else to do with your moment of temptation, well, I want you to try an exercise. It's called a word search puzzle. What you're doing is you're finding words that can be calming, and it's going to be like a meditative experience, right? It's fun, and it's an engaging way to interact with heavenly topics, and it's going to reduce your stress. I'll leave the link for the download in the description. So download it today to help you to sleep, help you to strengthen your spirit, and renew your mind, okay? Now, maybe you don't want to do a word puzzle, right? Maybe you want to just read your Bible to avoid that late night snack, right? And there are lots of books in the Bible that is very good to read. But you know what? The Song of Solomon is the only book in the Bible with no mention of sin, war, or judgment. It's just beauty, delight, and devotion. It's a reminder that God created enjoyment with boundaries, not excess. All right? Friend, if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. And until next time, peace to you. and have a great day.